Welcome back, everyone, to our next patch note video. This is patch 9369. I think we can mostly expect this is kind of more of a hot fix from so many issues that were introduced in the last patch just like a week ago. This is posted on December the 3rd. They actually they slipped up and they posted these patch notes early because this patch has not come out yet. This is a preview, and I think they accidentally showed up and then they're like, well, I guess we should just post it now. So this is supposedly everything that we're going to be getting here in the next patch coming up this week. So we're going to be going through this. I don't think it's very long, and just seeing what's in store for us. And I think from what I've seen from first glances, you're going to be pretty happy about this one. Let's hope they get it right. Let's hope there aren't more bugs. Hopefully it just says, like, item number 1, we've reverted all of the deli nerfs. I'd be happy with that. Okay, let's see. We're getting ready to release a small patch for AoE 4 next week. Is it a patch, or is it a hot fix, or is it an update, right? They're very particular about that. That includes a few high-profile fixes. We thought you may enjoy a preview, so read on to learn more. As always, you know, if you got replays, things, just be aware they always put some kind of disclaimer on there about that. Okay, release notes. Additional tuning done to balance Springalds. Get the Springalds in the chat, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see them. Let's see it. Hold on. Let's get the Springolds out there. Oh, yeah. You got to get the Springolds out there. So I think this is the Springald patch we've all been waiting for. Based on player feedback, that the unit was too effective. Huh. You think? You think the unit's too effective. They're actually going to be buffing them. No, I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay. We've refocused the Springald unit to be strong versus exclusively siege units and not a generalist that is effective against most units. Okay, here we go. Details include Springald cost increase from 200 to 250.
It's 1240.
Awesome. Yep,
Okay.
thank you. To 250. We've been interrupted by FitzWife. 250 instead of 200. Springald damage bonus versus siege engines increased from 20 to 90. Springald's base damage reduced from 60 to 30, and Springald move speed decreased from 4 to 3.75. So the idea here is not only they're more expensive, but the idea here is now, instead of doing 60 damage to, say, a man-at-arms, they're only going to do 30 damage, where they'll do even additional damage, I believe, versus siege units. So they're specifically going to be good against other siege units, and their move speed decreased. I hope this is enough. Honestly, I would like to see this number go further. Okay, this is my initial thoughts on this. I think it's good there's being changes to them. I think it's going to help move in the right direction. I still foresee Springald sniping all other siege units, especially now that they're stronger against them, and still sniping infantry. It just means it's going to take additional shots. I honestly would love to see this number be even lower, personally. Like, this still is a lot of damage to deal out from extraordinary range, and if you can't hit them, it's not going to matter. If they're back there just out there dealing them out. It's definitely slower. It's definitely more expensive. But I still don't think this is going to nullify the fact that a group of Springalds, and let's be honest, a lot of times Springalds end up targeting the same unit, that it's still going to deal some pretty devastating damage. Yeah, it would definitely help first China. I think, well, first of all, China siege is just kind of out of control, but this will help hopefully take care of that issue. So I think this will take out bombards. I'm not upset about that. I mean, you first of all, you have to come out of your stone walls to even take shots at the bombards in general, or, you know, kind of be out in the open. I still don't know if this is going to change the fact that we see a ton of Springalds versus I would rather see them be a little more expensive, maybe have like really good stats, but maybe take a few more population and just be like more similar to the Culverin unit. I don't like that there's still I feel like there still will just be a spam of Springalds. It still seems like the best unit. If your enemy doesn't have siege units, the Springald's going to be good, right? Like, if they don't have siege units, your siege units, you have the max Springald in those fights, your Springald's still going to be better than having a few Banga now, because they're going to instantly die. So yeah, it's a big nerf. I think it's definitely a big nerf. It's going to be interesting. We're going to have to see how the meta evolves. Is it going to completely change how Springalds are used? I think it's going to change, certainly. I still don't think this is anything to laugh at. Like 30, they still I always think range and mobility can trump a lot of things. Now they have a little bit less mobility, but the fact that those Roost Springalds are still going to be sitting back there sniping, dealing out damage without taking shots, and maybe you've got to keep protecting them. It's still going to be a big thing. Siege countering is a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing to balance, right? I do think this is a tricky thing to balance in general. So I don't think it's an easy task. I think we're going to see more adjustments, but just the fact they finally are making changes. There was such an outcry that was missing in the last patch, and we don't have to wait till the spring to see it, right? I'm happy. I think we're going to have to wait and see. So I'm glad to see this in these patch notes. Let's hope it's not bugged, right? Let's hope it doesn't end up being like, oh, we did it on an accident, went the opposite way like Deli patches, and this is actually going to be now 90 damage. It's a nerf to Mangonel and Trebs. Yeah, I agree. Trebs, I don't see a whole lot. They're so expensive. And now it's going to be even easier to take them out. Yeah, that is a little bit of a worry. Like before, you might be able to tank like a Springald shot or two and maybe heal up your siege units, but now it's going to be like those Springalds are going to nuke your units. Anyways, let's move on. I think we could debate Springalds all day. Fixes for various exploits that saw deleted buildings return too many additional resources. Okay, yes. This fix applies to several combination of buildings and texts you've reported. Okay, so these are some good fixes of some abuses that have been pointed out. Deleting a building with the court architects, so this is a technology you can get in the 4th age of the university, no longer returns additional resources. So you could essentially place a structure after you having researched court architects and then delete it, and it would give you additional resources. So it looks like they're getting rid of that bug. Combining the French keep influence in unit generation will no longer result in a refund of additional resources. Okay, so another additional resource bonds. I think there's even more bugs out here that's probably not even listed in this patch, to be honest. Deleting or having roost cabin buildings destroyed. Okay, so these are all related to deleting things. Thank you so much for that sub there, Roto MVP. And if you're here on YouTube watching this, don't forget you can tune in on twitch.tv/FitzBro when we do these things live. Thank you so much for that sub. Okay, this is a big thing. Apparently people were really abusing deleting stone wall intersects, so this is a good change. Okay, Abaseed. Okay, we know Abaseed had a lot of issues with bugs in this last patch. Abaseed Dynasty Technologies can no longer be researched at multiple buildings to apply a stacking effect. Okay, so you were able to have infinite range, phalanx, all kinds of issues with Abaseed, and it looks like they have fixed this. So that's a good bug fix to see. Fix for an exploit with the Chinese traders in neutral and allied markets. I've never even seen this one before, but it's good. It's fixed. Cool. Hopefully that's fixed. Minor stability fix for crashes encountered on specific DirectX version. So that's the meat and potatoes of what to expect this patch. You can see the known issues. I will post a link to this in the description, or you can type !patch in the Twitch chat and you can check this out for yourself. UI narration is in English only, apparently unknown issues. Mongol Civ players can produce additional gold by storing a relic within a prayer tent and then repeatedly packing and unpacking. That sounds very micro-intensive. I don't know if anyone's actually doing this one, but apparently they know about it. Where's the known issues like all the deli bugs? We just did a bug rundown, right? Shouldn't that be here? Oh, man, I wish. Prelates do not always auto-inspire units. Everybody knows about this. Man, this was another one I was really hoping to see in this. This needs to be fixed for HRE. It really is a big issue. I do understand my brother has found a workaround. Fitzy here. Go check out his YouTube channel. He knows a way to fix your broken prelate. So if you've had this issue, go check it out. The Lodya attack ships Rusev currently receive additional health if built after researching the armored hull upgrade. Okay, now with all of these, this is what they say is going to happen. We know this usually can introduce additional bugs. So we'll have to see if this actually works out. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this patch. Obviously, we'll be following it very closely as the patch is actually released next week. But it is nice. I know it was kind of an accident they showed this like yesterday, but I think it's positive things to see here. People were very upset about the last patch and worried it was going to be a long time. And they are pushing out a patch like a week later. That's very positive. Good sign to see for Relic. I know there's been a lot of criticism of the devs as far as the speed of these patches and changes. This is a good sign, in my opinion. The communication that we are getting this early early patch notes to look and review through and know what's coming up. I think this is good, so we can dive right into playing and testing it out and seeing what's going on. And these are all like things that we've wanted. This is an item the community has really wanted, and they aren't just going to ignore it until the spring or something. So props to the devs here. You guys know I'm a developer myself. I'm not a game developer, but I give credit where credit's due. I do think Siege is going to be a hard thing to balance in general. Like, I wouldn't want the task to try to like perfectly balance out Siege. I think it's going to be something that's ongoing, and that's something that will work out. There's always going to be balance shifts. I mean, it's an RTS. It's going to be what it's going to be. But appreciating this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.